Welcome, food and fitness lovers, to Tina's Ageless Kitchen. I'm Chef Tina Martini. You might know me as the Medicine Chef.
The authentic recipes for all of our products are signature to La Morena. The chilies are literally hand-picked for each can. Everything is manufactured in Mexico and imported into the US. La Morena is best known for its quality and authentic flavor, giving our users a taste of home. Stock up on flavor with La Morena.
Welcome, food and fitness lovers, to Tina's Ageless Kitchen. I'm Chef Tina Martini. You might know me as the Medicine Chef. Well, it's my favorite time in the Ageless Kitchen, and it's party time. It's all about appetizers that are easy and set you free from being chained to your kitchen. Don't you hate that when you invite all your friends and family over and they don't even see you? You're in the kitchen working over the hot stove and they're out there with a cool drink, talking and listening to music and enjoying themselves. It hardly seems fair. So I'm going to take all of that complication out of your life, and we're going to do fast and easy appies today and entertaining ideas. What's this crazy thing I have in front of me on the cutting board? Well, it's endive. That's how you really say it, but we're going to go with the way everybody says it, and that's endive. Now, why is it the color it is, or as a matter of fact, no color to it? It's because it grows under the ground just like white asparagus. So it's kind of an interesting little vegetable or leafy character, if you will. It's a type of lettuce, and it's got a really nice bitter note to it, so we're going to sweeten it up a little bit. So we'll take the end off, and then you can see how it just comes out in these perfect little boats. It's just absolutely ideal for stuffing. So gosh, what about some sweet crab meat or crab salad? But today we're going to do something really simple and fast. It's summertime and we're going to do some raspberries. Raspberries, the highest source of ellagic acid. Ellagic acid is found also in pomegranates and strawberries, and we've talked about it before. It's one of the most powerful phytonutrients we know of to stop cancer. Now in the bowl I have some softened chev or goat cheese. Now goat cheese, digestive enzymes, and really doesn't have the lactose factor that the cow milk does. So really great for people that might have a little intolerance with dairy. I'm going to put a little bit of the raspberries in, and aren't they just gorgeous? Raspberries are considered one of the fruits of love, so perfect for parties. Now we're going to smash that in, and I just want to kind of do it roughly because I want people to know what they're eating. I don't like to hide food or mash things beyond recognition. It's just not attractive. So let's just work this in a little bit. And that looks good. Again, I'm going to leave a little texture to it. Now you could put a little sea salt in here if you wanted to pick up the sweetness of the raspberries and give kind of a savory element. Some lime zest would be beautiful here. A little bit of lemon juice. So there's a lot of different ways to go with this. So what I'm going to do is just make a piping bag really quick so we can be kind of fancy. Let me clear this off the board so we have room to work. And we'll take a few of the leaves off, and I think that looks really beautiful. And again, you can think of a number of ways to dress that up. You could even make like a little tiny green salad and put it inside. The easiest way to do this is just clip a little bit of a corner off and load everything in. But without making a mess here, we can just kind of open it up like so and then load it into the bag. Kind of, it doesn't matter if it's a little messy, chefs. All right, so there we go there. And with your piping bag, just grab it at the top and keep applying pressure as you twist, and that's the proper way to work with a piping bag. Now, if you don't take enough off the end, that's fine, just reclip it. Remember, as I say when I'm teaching young cooks to cook, you can always add but you can't take away once you've added. So go slow, and then if you need to clip off more, you'll be able to do that, but don't clip off too much in the beginning. So we're just gonna pipe like so right down the leaf, and it just looks gorgeous there. Okay, we've got a little hole in the bag, so we'll turn that away. And then let's go again with a second layer. Okay, beautiful. And just clip that off and stand that up. And now we could do a couple of the little raspberries. Let's find a nice one. And you could just go down like so. Oh, isn't that pretty? Oh, let's find another good one, not too big. And just park that right there and set that on your tray. So we'll arrange that in an attractive way on a serving platter, and you've got all the minerals and the nice little bitter bite from the endive. You've got your goat cheese, which is smooth and creamy, aiding in digestion, and you've got your raspberries, which are known as a fruit of love, ellagic acid, skincare from the inside out, and a big cancer fighter. And when we come back, we're gonna start working with our tenderloin and a gluten-free crostini. Yes, that's right, if you're gluten-free, we've got bread coming up, and I know you don't wanna miss it. I'll see you in just a moment.
Hi, I'm Chef Joe Seminara with Taste This Television. Take a look at this gear right here. Chef Revival knows how to form comfortability for chefs out there. For chefs in the kitchen, heat resistant, the look, the feel. Hey, you're working in the kitchen all day long. You want something that you're going to be comfortable in. Well, Chef Revival has got you covered. Everything from chef hats to chef pants to chef jackets and different kinds of apparel that the chef at home can use. So for more information and to find out some more incredible products on their site, log on to chefrevival.com.
Welcome back, party animals, to the Ageless Kitchen. It's all about easy appies and freeing yourself from the kitchen so that you actually can have a drink in your hand and enjoy the mingling and fellowship of all of your friends and family. All right, I'm gonna put some olive oil on the pan in a saute pan, and we're gonna get ready to work on our Cajun tenderloin with avocado horseradish crema and a gluten-free crostini. Yes, gluten-free people, it's your time, and it's really hard to find good bread recipes and things that you can enjoy. Well, this company makes these baguettes, and you'll find them in the freezer section of your favorite health food store, and they make beautiful crostini. So what I'm gonna do is use a serrated blade, and remember, on anything soft, anything that might crush as you're cutting it, you want to use the serration. And it's named after the serratus in the body. The muscle, the serratus, actually looks like this, and that's where we got the name serrated for the serrated knife. All right, so I'm going to hold my blade, and I'm going to tuck my fingers, and I'm just going to cut my crostini on the bias, which looks really pretty, so as thick or thin as you like it. And we're just going to do a few of them. And then what we'll do is we can just dip that in the olive oil if we like and put it on a sheet pan. And I've got one back here that's already got olive oil on it. So you could just rub that around, or again, dip it in your pan. Either way is fine. And then we're gonna toast those in the oven, and that will give it a nice crisp texture. You could use your high heat brush and just brush the olive oil on, whatever way is convenient for you, but just a little bit will do. And then we're gonna pop those in the oven and get them nice and crispy. Now that's it for that, and I'm so glad that we found this product, because now you, as a gluten-free warrior, can enjoy bread just like the rest of your guests at the party. And it doesn't hurt us to take a break from that gluten, that wheat protein, all the genetic modification going on. I believe that it's one of the reasons that we really are finding it harder and harder to digest the protein in the wheat, and that's what gluten is. All right, I've got a beef tenderloin here, and I'm just gonna put this down in the Cajun dry rub. Now you can buy your own, or you can make yours, whatever you like. And it really is a beautiful, gorgeous, lean piece of meat. Now I'm gonna be generous with the rub, and I'm gonna put it all the way around, and then we're just gonna pop that in our hot oil. All right, we hear that sizzle, and that lets us know that it's ready for the meat. If you lay the meat down and it's not sizzling, it's too soon, and all the juice is gonna start running out of your meat, and it's gonna get really tough. So make sure that your pans are always waiting for you, chefs, not the other way around. All right, so we've got our Cajun rub, and again, make your own, and you can find the recipe on fooditv.com for mine if you'd rather use mine. All right, we're gonna sear that all the way around. We're gonna pop the crostini in the oven and get them nice and crispy. Let the meat rest, and while we're letting all of that work for just a moment, let's pull over another one of our phytonutrient warriors, and that's the avocado. Now, the avocado has all 18 essential minerals, helps us sleep better at night. Essential fatty acid really helps keep the inner workings of the heart and the cardiovascular system moist and flexible and supple. And you know what I always say, if you don't want to age, stay moist and supple. So the avocado, really great for that. And then I've got just a little bit of sour cream here, and I'm going to mix those two together. Now, whatever works here, I'm using a spoon and it's not really working. So let's go ahead and get our fork out and just mash that nice ripe avocado. Put a little bit of the sea salt in and some pepper just to kind of add a little bit of lift to the flavors. Now again, just like the raspberries, you don't want to mash this too fine. Like I mentioned before, you want your guests to know what they're eating. All right, let's grab a pair of tongs. And we're gonna go ahead and turn our beautiful steak, and we've got that hard sear on it, really gorgeous, with our Cajun rub. And again, you're gonna go all the way around the meat to seal in the juices and the flavor. Let's take a look at this. I think this is looking good. And again, if you like lemon or whatever, but I'm gonna kick it up a notch, and I'm gonna use some fresh grated horseradish. Now that's what this ugly thing is, and there just couldn't be any more medicine. You ready for a giant word? Isothiocyanates. That's what we find in the horseradish root. Isothiocyanates protect our teeth from tooth decay, and they also help the body create more cancer-fighting enzymes so that the body's natural defense works at its peak performance. All right, so I've grated that up. You just take that bark-like texture off and then use it on your fine grater or your microplane. Now, I'm gonna put quite a bit in. I really like horseradish, but if you just want a little bit of a bite, go ahead and just add just a teaspoon in or so. Stir that up, and our avocado sour cream crema is ready to go. Let's take a look at our tenderloin, and I'm gonna stand it up, and again, going all the way around so that we're sealing in the juices. And in just a moment, I'm gonna pop the crostini in the oven and get it nice and golden brown. We're gonna let this finish in the oven as well for about 6 minutes. I like it medium rare, maybe 8-9 minutes if you like it medium. However you like it, I'm sure your chef spin is gonna be really delicious and your guests are gonna love it. I'll be back and we'll get the party started with a beer punch.
For generations, our family has perfected authentic Mexican dishes, from seasoned chicken and beef to carnitas, arroz, and barbacoa. The Cardenas family has always followed the traditions of their ancestors when it comes to cooking. From the beginning, they've created authentic Mexican dishes from scratch using recipes that have been passed down and perfected over generations. This tradition of gathering around a great meal with family and friends is what Del Rio Foods strives to pass on. From our family to yours.
Welcome back, hosts and hostess with the mostest. We're in the Ageless kitchen and we're partying today. Now here's the fun part. It's all about the beer. So I'm going to use Shock Top today, and that's one of my favorites for this particular beer punch, only because they have such a nice prominent orange essence, and that's what we want to focus on for our beer punch. Now I've said beer punch twice, and you're probably wondering, beer punch, what the heck is that? Well, we're gonna make a mixed drink using beer as the foundation. I'm gonna use this as my punch bowl today, but first let's get our garnishes out of the way. Every nice drink and every nice plate has to have a nice garnish. So what I've used here is the Cara oranges, and you can see how beautifully pink they are. The new orange is pink, they say. And these Caras really have a great array of phytonutrients for us. Things like limonene, the bioflavonoid family, really strong anti-agers here, and really a good way to keep the collagen and the elastin, the foundation of our skin, really taut and youthful. And it prevents that crepey look in our skin. We were talking about foundation in the drinks, going to be the beer. Well, the bioflavonoids in here are the foundation for our youthful skin, and they're going to work as our garnish for our beer punch. All right, I've got some brown sugar here, and you can use dark or light, whatever you happen to have, and just break that up. And then I've got a dark chili powder blend, and I'm just going to mix that together with the brown sugar and make just kind of a spicy, sweet essence to put on our oranges. Just dip those in any way that you can, or you can actually just pick it up and pat it right on the orange. You want it kind of thick, chefs, because it's going to caramelize the orange, and that's going to be nice to eat and nice to look at. So again, I'm just going to use my fingers. One of the best tools in the kitchen, aren't they? And we're going to pat that on. All right, really nice and thick so it caramelizes beautifully. Let's go ahead and do one more. Now I'm going to pop these in the oven. It's just about time to pull our tenderloin out, and our crostini, I'm sure, are nice and crispy just the way we want them. Now you can just take your beer, and I've got it nice and chilled, and pour it in. And oh boy, does that smell great. I love that orange essence. So just put that aside. As many beer as you're going to have guests. So if you're going to have 4 to 6 people over, just go ahead and add that in. And then I've got some spiced rum, and whatever spiced rum that you like is going to be the perfect choice. And I'm just going to use maybe 3 or 4 ounces of the rum to every 4 beers. So basically we're looking at about an ounce of rum per beer. Now, if you don't like it that strong, you could go about 1/2 to 3/4 ounces. All right, we're going to pull the tenderloin out of the oven. Our crostini are nice and crisp and golden brown, just the way we want them. These are going to go in and caramelize just for a few minutes. It doesn't take long at all. We've got this in a chilled bowl. We'll float our oranges, put together our crostini with our beautiful Cajun tenderloin, and bring back out our endive with our beautiful raspberries and goat cheese. I'll see you back here in just a moment, and we'll get the party started. Well, we're almost ready to party. We've got just a few more steps to take, and we're there. And this way, when we do all of our pre-preparation, we can enjoy our time with our guests. And as you know, that's our goal today, is to free you from the kitchen so that you can enjoy the party that you throw. All right, so I've got the Cajun seared tenderloin. Now again, I like mine more medium rare. If you like it more well done, then you'll just bake it a little longer in the oven. Great idea though to always sear your meat in the pan, whatever that meat is, or mark it on the grill and then finish it in the oven. That way you don't dry it out and turn it to shoe leather. So I've got our crispy, nice crostini here. I've got our horseradish avocado crema. Just couldn't be any more medicine here. The sour cream with a great dose of calcium, vitamin D. We've got all kinds of great isothiocyanates to protect our teeth and help us build strong cancer-fighting enzymes in the body. Our gluten-free treat is our lovely baguette, and this is going to be a real treat for any of your guests that are gluten-free, because they normally don't get to partake in all of the nice bread appetizers and dishes. All right, so I'm just going to spread a tiny bit of our crema across our crostini, and any way we'll do it. If you have a piping bag and you're good at working with the piping bag, then you may want to do that. But I'm just going to cover the top a little bit here. And let's go ahead and do all 3. Now the avocado, again, one of my favorites, and mixed with the sour cream, it's kind of that cool and snappy bite that everybody's really sure to enjoy. All right, let's just do one more here and finish it off. And then we'll bring out our punch and our endive, our endive if you're being fancy. and you're really gonna love the end result. And again, it's something you're gonna enjoy. All right, so here's our tenderloin, and we're just gonna cut across the grain. And oh boy, doesn't that look perfect. How does that look, chefs? Just great. And you've got your nice spicy crust. Now again, if you just wanted to make the tenderloin the star of the show, just salt and pepper would do here. You could even do a marinade and do it on the grill if you'd like to get really fancy. I just wanted to show you some quick ways to do things today. All right, so we're gonna lay that tenderloin right across the crostini, right across our gorgeous horseradish avocado crema. And then I'm gonna come back here and I'm gonna do just a little dollop. Now you know me, chefs, I'm one of the messiest chefs on the planet, so I'm just gonna kind of use my fingers. But again, a piping bag would be advised here if you wanna do a much neater job. We'll just call this a casual appetizer and not be too fancy. All right, so a dollop on top, and we've got it underneath. The meat is tender and juicy. I'm gonna top it with just a tiny little sliver of a chive and give it a little more of the green color, just absolutely gorgeous. And it's gonna give that nice, fresh, light oniony bite, not being too heavy because we've already got our horseradish in our crema. All right, doesn't that look delicious? And anybody's gonna enjoy that. I'm gonna go ahead and take a bite of this and see how we're doing, and we're gonna come back with all of our party stuff ready to get it started.
Hi, I'm Chef Joe Seminary with Taste This Television. Want to talk to you about an incredible licorice product that you will be amazed with, and it's called Australian Style Licorice. Now, today I'm using their gourmet black flavor, but as you can see here, they have a variety of different flavors, starting with gourmet red, green apple, etc. What makes this licorice so special is it's soft, chewy, and tastes fabulous. Now, gourmet black is my favorite, and I'm going to pair it with a steak stir fry. So first I'm going to take a hot pan, I'm going to dabble some olive oil in there. I'm going to add some onions, some peppers, carrots, salt, and pepper. Now at the same time I'm cooking down these vegetables and looking to get the sugar content down, I'm adding the licorice diced up. As you can see, I have my gourmet black licorice, and immediately when the licorice hits the flavor of the hot pan, you smell the aromas coming up. And you can smell that black licorice. Black licorice goes incredible with filet mignon, and that's what I have here. Sliced filet mignon in which I've seared the outside, then julienned it. And we're going to put that in that stir fry as well. Give it a couple of seconds. And at the very end of this dish, I'm going to take some balsamic vinegar and deglaze the pan. This is going to give all the flavors such incredible flavor together. You have the balsamic, the flavor of the licorice, and then we have a bed of rice here in which we're going to put our stir fry right over the top. And what I like to do is take some licorice, garnish the top with it, and now you have another incredible recipe using Australia-style licorice. Taste this.
All right, as any good chef would say, we've got about 6 minutes to service, so we want to bring it all together. All right, we've got our endive that we did, or our endive, with our goat cheese and our raspberries. We've got our tenderloin on our gluten-free crostini. We've got our chili spiced brown sugar caracara oranges. And then I snuck in another little trick here to share with you, chefs. These are the ice cubes that we're going to use in the punch to not dilute the beer at all, just to add more flavor. And you can do this with any cocktail or beverage that you might be serving. The night before, what I did was I took a little bit of fresh orange juice and some blackberry juice, as that picks up the nice citrus flavor. And I put those together in an ice cube tray and dropped one fresh blackberry in each of the cubes. Freeze those overnight and you can see how beautiful they are. That way your drink gets more flavor and not watered down as the night goes on. Same with your punch. Some other really fun thing that I wanted to share with you is if you have a Jello mold, you can do a nice big ring in the Jello mold. Just make sure you spray it with some pan release. Slide in some slices of the oranges and some of the blackberries, or whatever you like. Lemons would work here as well. And freeze that mold maybe for a day or two. Set it down in just a little pan of warm water and pop the whole thing out, and now you've got a beautiful floating centerpiece. What I've done in the past is even put it in a shallow dish and put flowers around it, and I'm sure you can imagine how gorgeous. It's like you did an ice sculpture, but you didn't have to get the chainsaw out at all. All right, so let's go over our phytonutrients and we'll wrap it up and get the party started. The crostini, gluten-free, keeps the bloating down, keeps the digestive tract free from inflammation. We've also got our tenderloin here, and remember that good quality grass-fed beef, really loaded with zinc and lots of other minerals like manganese. Manganese helps curb any cravings that we may have for sugar. So manganese is a very important mineral. It's very high in beef. Now, anytime you eat foods with zinc, not only beef has zinc, but blueberries do as well. For an example, your body starts producing something called superoxide dismutase, and that is SOD, if you will. It's one of the most powerful antioxidants we know of. It's considered a super antioxidant, just like the ones that are found in the oranges. These guys really slow the aging clock and keep us nice and firm and youthful all the way around, organs and skin included. We've got the horseradish avocado crema. The horseradish protects our teeth. It protects our cells from cancer damage and environmental damage. The chive gives a little bit of allium compounds, and then over to the chili powder, which again, capsaicin, opens the blood vessels and is one of the greatest medicines against arthritis. You've got that on your beautiful Cara oranges. Anything the color of blood purifies the blood. Over to the raspberries for that, ellagic acid, big cancer killer, and it also is said to make us a little more sensuous. We've got some goat cheese here, digestive enzymes, and that pairs nicely with our sour cream. We've got our orange juice and our blackberry ice cubes that we're going to add to our beer punch. Now, I use the orange shock top beer because I like the orange essence and a little bit of spiced rum. Let's go ahead and add our oranges in. And that's got the brown sugar and the chili powder. And that's going to make for a beautiful garnish. And we've got one more. Let's float that in. And you can just see how delicious those would be just hung on the edge of the glass. You could score it halfway and just hang it on the rim, as I said, and make a really nice garnish for your guests to enjoy to eat after their drink. All right, so you'll see these come to the top. You've got your gorgeous ice cubes. Now, blackberries again. We've got a lot of blood purifiers here today, chefs, with the beautiful things that are the color of blood. Blackberries, Cara oranges, raspberries. We've also got all of the great stuff that slows down the aging, and lots of minerals here to help us sleep better and help us restore and repair as we rest. Well, the stress is getting ready to roll right off of my shoulders. I hope that was the easiest party you ever put together. Your time is now. Start the music, gather the guests, get out the chilled glasses, nice chilled punch bowl, and everybody's ready to enjoy your beautiful home and your beautiful smile. I hope you've enjoyed your time with me in the Ageless Kitchen. And now not only are you the chef in control of your party, you're the host or the hostess with the mostest. So you can smile to yourself knowing that all of the beautiful foods that you've prepared, as well as your drink, and yes, even beer has a little bit of phytonutrient in it, especially more of the handcrafted beers. They help our body control homocysteine, which contributes to heart disease. So have a big glass of beer punch and make sure that your guests know that you're thinking of their wellness. Well, I'm Chef Tina Martini. Here's to your health.